Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of Plato's Crito, and I got up to this section here, which is in the numbering system 52A2 or 52A3, and in the chapter system it's chapter 14. It's quite a long chapter, so I'm going to do it in two sections. So, tautes de famin kai set o Sokrates, tais aetias en exesthai. So, we are saying then, or indeed, O Socrates, then you en exesthai. Now this is from a future infinitive from en echo in the middle, and it's probably just idiomatic for the expression en okon esesthai, to be liable to. So we in fact say, O Socrates, also that you to be liable, to be about to be liable, because it's future, to these charges, if you will do the things which you have in mind. You, not least among the Athenians. So we have a partitive genitive here. So you, not least among the Athenians, but en tois malista, but especially among them. So you, not least, but rather more than the others. So you especially among them. This, and he gives reasons for this, of course. Eun ego epoimi. What therefore would I say? Diatite, indeed, on account of what thing? Issos an mu dikaios kath haptointo. Now this is from kath haptomai, it's an optative here, and it literally means, it's from kath and haptomai, it's to fasten on to something, but it can then have the sense of to attack or to retort, to back answer, to upbraid, Burnet says, which is probably a good translation. So perhaps justly they would upbraid, and it takes genitive, they would upbraid me, they would attack me, legontes, saying that entois malista athenai, and it's using the same expressions above there, that especially among the Athenians, among those of the Athenians, partitive genitive. In other words, more than any other of the Athenians, most of all among the other Athenians, that I, tunkano, I chanced, and it takes a participle, so that I more than any other of the Athenians, and we get this perfect participle here from homologekos, from homologio, and we get the cognate noun. So that I, more than anyone else among the Athenians, I chanced having agreed to this agreement. So we would just say having made this agreement, autois, with them. Greek likes to have verbs and then corresponding nouns. So literally having agreed to this agreement, so having made this agreement, autois, with them. Phaien gaan hoti, for they would say that, so the hoti is hoti recitative here, so they would say, O Socrates, esti, now the neuter plural subject singular verb, this is from take merion, so this is neuter plural. Literally, there are many evidences, many pieces of evidence for us of these things. So we have much evidence of this. Hoti, that here, both we and the city were pleasing soi to you. So we've got lots of evidence that we, the laws, and the city were pleasing to you. Uga an poti ton alon athenaion hapan ton diapherontos. Now diapherontos is adverbial. It means different from, in a degree surpassing, probably translated as more than, and it's taking a genitive comparison there. So, now the u goes with epidemes, to live in a place, and it's with an as well, and with poti, the indefinite. Notice the accent because poti is enclitic. So you would never have lived in it, that is in the city, in a way which was different or more than all of the other Athenians, so in a degree surpassing all the other citizens, unless it were surpassingly pleasing for you. So in other words, if it were not more pleasing, not more than pleasing perhaps to you. So he says, so more than all of the other citizens, you would not have been living in this city unless it was more pleasing to you, more than all the other Athenians. Kai uti epitherian popoti ectes polios exalthes. So and, now we get ute and ute, so another one here I think. So for neither ever did you go out ectes polios from the city, epitherion, well, for a festival, or perhaps more literally to be a spectator at a festival, or for the spectating at a festival. So I would just say here, for a festival. It's connected with theorio, to look at something. So for you never ever went out from the city to a festival. Now we get this in brackets, square brackets here. This little bit, may have been a marginal note from someone that's got then incorporated into the text. This often happens with manuscripts, but just it simply means something like except once to the isthmus, that is to the Isthmian Games. So you never went out once to the city for a spectacle, and then it says here, well, perhaps once to the Isthmian Games. Uti nor allosi udamosi, nor anywhere else. The udamosi literally is to no place. So other to somewhere else, to no place else. So you never went there nor anywhere else. Ame, except, and this again is enclitic, see by the accent. This is a future participle here, in the sense of being about to go on military service. So except except with the intention of going on military service somewhere. And in fact, we do know that Sokrates fought at battles of Potidaea, Battle of Delium, and a Battle of Amphipolis. It's also, he may have served in the siege of Samos later in life as well. So these are the only times he's ever been abroad, was to fight in wars. Nor epoieso, now this is second person here, from poio, second person middle here. So nor did you make any other apodemian, well, any other perhaps trip abroad, we might say, going away from the people, from the land. So any other trip abroad, as other men do, nor did desire, the main verb is here, elaben, nor did desire take you to know of any other city, nor any other laws. Ala hemes, but we, soi hikonoi, amen, we were sufficient for you, it's imperfect from the verb to be, we and our city, we were good enough for you. We were sufficient for you. We and the city were sufficient for you, and our city. Hutos svodra hemas heru. This is from the middle of hiereo, second person singular middle. So you chose us, sfodra, very much so, or perhaps earnestly. So earnestly did you choose us, and you agreed. Polytuesestai, future infinitive. Polytuo is to act as a citizen. So in other words, to conduct yourself as a citizen. So he's saying that the hutos sfodra here is because he never desired to go anywhere else, and so he says you were so earnestly did you choose us, and you agreed that you would act as a citizen, you would live as a citizen, kath hemas, with us, or perhaps according to us laws. And tate Allah, slightly idiomatic here, and as well as that, so literally, and in respect of the other things, and as well as that, also, epoieso, again, second person singular middle, aorist, you produced children en aute in it, that is in the city. Now we get hos plus a genitive absolute, since the city was pleasing to you. Toinun en aute te dike et zain soi fuges tinasestai e bulu. And then, even further then, so we'd say furthermore, so further then, exain, imperfect from ex ami, it was possible, it was lawful for you, it was possible for you, in the very court case itself, time sastai, to offer exile as a punishment. So it's to be punished but with exile. So it was lawful for you to choose exile as a punishment. So to offer exile as a punishment if you wanted to, even hope, the very thing which now you are attempting, this is genitive absolute here, this is ahekuses, without the permission of the city, literally with the city being unwilling, so against the will of the city. So it was possible for you in that court case, so still further, in that very court case, it was possible for you to offer exile as punishment if you wanted to, even the very thing which now you are attempting to do without the permission of the city, with the city being unwilling. But at that time, and we get another infinitive after exain, it was lawful for you to do this. This is a genitive absolute without the tes polios, with the city being willing, so with the permission of the city. Su de toti, I'll just move this a bit here. Su de toti men ekalopisdu. This is a funny verb here. The verb kalopisdo is, original meaning was to make beautiful the face. So that kalos and the ops root, the op root here of the face. So it meant to put on makeup, to beautify the face. Then it comes to mean to make a display or to show off, and that's probably the sense here. But you at that time, you were making a display of the fact that, so you were showing off that uk aganactone, from aganactio is the verb, to be annoyed. So you at that were showing off the fact that you were not upset or annoyed if it might be necessary, optative from deo, if it from day, it might be necessary, even if it was necessary for you to die, al heru, but you chose, hos ephesta, as you understand yourself said, but that you chose thanaton, death, protes fuges, before exile. So you at that, let's do this a bit quickly, so you at that time, you were making a show of the fact that you were not angry, not annoyed or angry if it was necessary for you to die, but as you said, you chose death before exile. Nun de ute ekenus tus logus aiskune, second person from aiskunemai here, second person singular, but now neither are you ashamed of those words, nor the en trepo, nor do you show concern or have regard or heed for us laws, because you are attempting to destroy us. Prates te harpe, you are doing the very things which the phaulotatos, the worst, the lowliest, the most miserable slave would do. So you are now doing the things which the most miserable slave would do. Apo didraskein, this is a verb meaning to run away. It's apo plus didrasko, and the didrasko is a reduplicated present. It's got that dra root. You get a drastes, is a runaway slave. So this is a verb meaning, it's used of slaves, of running away. So it's you're doing the very things which the lowliest or the worst of slaves would do, attempting to run away, para, contrary to the synthekas, the compacts and the agreements, so the arrangements and the agreements, according to which sun ethu, you agreed, from sun tithemi, this is the middle here, according to which you agreed with us, with the sun, taking a dative, to live as a citizen. So according to those pacts and agreements, so contrary to the pacts and agreements, according to which you agreed with us to act as a citizen, that you would act as a citizen. You might have expected a future infinitive here, but we don't get that here. Proton men un hemin tut auto apokrinai. This is an imperative from apokrinomai. First of all, then, answer this very thing hemin to us. Now, A here is probably whether. So whether by claiming that you to have agreed, now here we get the future infinitive, so whether, when we claim that you agreed that you would act as a citizen, according to us, according to our laws, not in word but in deed, are we speaking the truth? So tell us if we speak the truth, or it is not true. Tifomen prostata, what would I say? It's the hortatory subjunctive here from Phemi. What would I say to these things, O Criton? Allo ti a homologomen, or did we agree, literally, are we agreeing to something else? So something like perhaps, did we agree to something else, we'd say in English, or did we agree to something else? And Crito says, Ananke o Sokrates, it is necessary, understand, to agree, O Socrates. And that's the first part of this chapter 14.